Kahu at fullback. Gerald Beale comes in because Jason Nightingale is injured. Jordan Rapana, who scored a couple last week, is also there. Solomon Akato, we didn't see the best of him last week, but when he gets going, boy, does he get going. Sean Kenny-Dowell alongside him. And in the half, Thomas Leuluai is on his way back to Wigan in the Super League next year, and the magical Sean Johnston, who showed himself off at his best 7 days ago in Huddersfield. Greg Eastwood promoted to the starting front row alongside Bromwich and Isaac Luke. And in the back row, Kevin Proctor, Tohu Harris and Jason Tomolola. Kevin Proctor has just agreed to move to the Gold Coast. On the bench, Adam Blair and Lewis Brown and Martin Tapau and Manu Mahu alongside those two on that interchange bench. And as far as Australia are concerned, well, Darius Boyd, Blake Ferguson and Valentine Holmes, a relative newcomer. Two relative newcomers on the wing for Australia. Justin O'Neill and Greg Inglis returning to the starting lineup tonight for Australia, rested against Scotland. Michael Morgan is the interesting selection. No Cooper Cronk. Morgan, teammate of Jonathan Thurston, together in the halves. A front row of Matt Scott, Cameron Smith and Aaron Woods. That's fairly redoubtable. And in the back row, Boyd Coultner, Matt Gillett and Trent Merrin, locking them all together, winning only his fourth cap, the Penrith player. Shannon Boyd and James Maloney on the interchange bench, and David Klemmer and Sam Thaiday are also there as well. It's the reigning Four Nation champions in the black and white, and it's going to be a thunderous 80 minutes to look ahead to. Which New Zealand do we see here tonight? Is the New Zealand that blew Australia away in that Four Nations a couple of years ago, the final at Wellington, or is it going to be the New Zealand that didn't quite cut the mustard in the two test matches they played against Australia? Who better to ask than Robbie Hunter-Paul, who's alongside us?
Well, I'm going to say it very simply. I hope, and I know, I'm going to feel it inside, Dave. I know it's going to be the New Zealand that is successful. The one that wants to go out there and protect that #1 state and #1 position in the world.
And who does an England fan want to win here tonight, given that England have to play Australia in the London Stadium next week? Do they want a New Zealand victory or an Australian victory? And who better to ask than the Welsh international coach, John Keir, who's also with us.
I want to see a great game of rugby league.
I knew you'd say that.
That's exactly what I want to see. We've got absolute quality. They say the cream rises to the top. Well, we've got lashings of it. And I'm like a cat licking my lips, just about to sample that cream.
Thurston out of dummy half, and Australia beginning to move forward towards that 20-metre mark. Thurston again is in there from the feet of Greg Inglis. GI back in the starting lineup tonight. Doesn't he pack a punch? Cameron Smith, now Aaron Woods, looking to just install a little bit of respect from the Kiwi forwards as he carries it in. It's a big New Zealand pack here tonight, isn't it? That's the big battle that goes ahead. Which pack dominates in this game? Smith again, back to Thurston on the 6. Kicks it straight down the throat of the fullback Kahu, who will bring it back and will be tackled just beyond the 20-metre mark.
Yeah, great positioning there by the New Zealand back three. It was the last tackle. Both wingmen and the fullback dropped there, so it made it real difficult for Thurston to find the grass, and the reward has been play in midfield, right on the halfway line, tackle 3.
Interesting battle between the two number 9s as well tonight, isn't it? Isaac Luke, who, by his own high standards, not the best of years really all round at the New Zealand Warriors, up against Cameron Smith, who's passing a little bit of a landmark here tonight. Cameron Smith, he becomes the second most capped Australian of all time, winning his 47th cap this evening. He overtakes his coach Mal Meninga in winning his 47th cap. Big Mal on 46, as were one or two others. Here's Ferguson for Australia. Now Scott from the North Queensland Cowboys with a big drive forward. There is Cameron Smith, and Meninga watches on from the sidelines as Australia plough forward again here.
Hold it for 4. Hold.
Valentine Holmes, who scored a try on his debut against New Zealand less than a month ago in Perth. 6th tackle is the next. Thurston collects and chips. It's not the best of kicks from Thurston. And New Zealand can bring it away.
You'd be very happy with that, though, wouldn't you? Tackle one of the opposition set is 6 metres away from their own line. And it's very much as you'd expect against two quality teams. Both teams really feeling each other out and making sure they complete the sets, making sure they kick into the corner and they chase that kick, so they get a real feel for this game.
Luke Motors in at dummy half. It's one of his wingers, Rapana, who's in there to take a little bit of the heavy duty off his forwards. And forward they go again. Taumalolo has been outstanding this year. Dally M winner, which he shared with Cooper Cronk. Man of the season in Australia, those two. Men of the season. Valentine Holmes again. What have you made of the start so far, Robbie Paul, from your teammates?
Well, I think it's a great start from New Zealand. They finished out their first 3 sets every single time they've kicked the ball. They've pinned Australia inside their own quarter, and that's exactly where they want to start.
Right there, right there.
He says go back and play it again here. It's an interesting dynamic, just the one referee. It's not so much the two teams getting used to that, but the referee himself, Ben Cummings, is used to having a colleague alongside him on the pitch in the NRL, isn't he? But he's got all the heavy work to do himself here. Here comes Scott now, throws it back to Thurston, who finds that Johnson is in his face.
Hold it for 4. Hold.
Smith will have a look around. Left it comes. Taken on by Courtney.
Last tackle, Kevin.
Real tough second row forward is Boyd Courtney, kicked away by Smith through the hands of Rapana. New Zealand though get a second bite at that. Rapana will bring it back, but down he goes 50 metres away.
Great advantage, isn't it, when you've got Cameron Smith out there who can kick so well out of dummy half. So difficult to put kick pressure on when you kick from that area. And again, it was a very effective kick, which he's done throughout his career.
Well, it's been an unusual move, hasn't it, holding the 2 matches here in Coventry. Unusual rugby league territory, but they're trying to push the boundaries back of the game, and I would say the majority of the crowd that was here for England-Scotland has remained, out of respect for what they're about to see and in anticipation of what they're about to see. Kenny Dowell tackled on the 5th. Rapana back, Johnson with those quick feet, has to dance away from a couple of defenders, Inglis and Thurston.
And that's one of the risks you have when you're defending against Shaun Johnson. If you try to go out and be a Superman on your own, he can burn you, and I think England found that out in 2014.
Here comes Ferguson, who's making decent ground, and Ferguson and New Zealanders are trailing in his wake here. Kahu is left as the last line of defence to make the tackle. There was a bit of plodding going on from those in black there as Ferguson was chewing up the metres, going the other way. Thurston now looks to this left-hand side. Boyd's involved. It's a knock-on from Greg Inglis. And New Zealand have possession back again.
The Australians just getting under each other's feet there. They made the break down the right-hand side, and I think you found a couple of front rowers stuck out here on the left and got in Jonathan Thurston's way.
Yeah, very disappointing there with the execution. You might expect that guy, Greg Inglis, to spill the ball so simply as that away from the defensive line, but that's exactly what happened, and it looks as if the deadlock had been broken with that break down the right-hand side, but the New Zealanders handled it.
It's a while since his domestic season finished, Greg Inglis, but he did play in that Test match in Perth, didn't he? So he shouldn't have lost all his sharpness. There's the kick. Darius Boyd collects. What about a big ballooned pass back towards the middle, but there was nobody there, so he has to take on the hard work himself.
Say the marker, Greg. Hold here. Hold. Go. One. All right, mate.
It's a chance for O'Neill.
2-0, Sean. Make it to me. Hold here.
Here's Smith. Australia making their way back to the 40-metre mark. The shape of Gillette. And now there's an opportunity for Cameron Smith to try and pick holes in that New Zealand defence. Thurston is directing Cordner up there into dummy half, and it is a penalty. Wouldn't let go. Kevin Proctor. So a penalty for Australia.
Yeah, I've got to feel that the referee was exactly right there. Cameron Smith was ready to play the ball. The referee had called held, but they just wouldn't release him. And again, that's the first real error. I know we've had a missed tackle. That's the first real error, though, because this will be a kick into the corner, a full set of 6 in real good field position for the green and golds.
Smith bangs it out of play. Tap, restart, 30 metres away. What an opportunity here. Inglis with a carry. Is he carrying a pound or two?
Hold it, wait there, play there, Greg.
Smith will stand and wait. Here's Woods now. Aaron Woods back to Thurston. Along the line it goes to Merrin, Trent Merrin, who tries to drive it in, and he's put down by those 3 defenders. Smith is up there. There's an Aussie movement towards his left-hand side. Smith brings it out. The runners are on there. New Zealand's defence is sharp for the moment. And again hanging on, holding on to Michael Morgan. So another penalty.
Yeah, really carried with some gusto there, didn't he, and challenged the New Zealand defensive line, and consequently Sean Johnson had to hold him down. But they're keeping the ball in hand, Australia.
So here's Smith with a tap, taken on by Aaron Woods. New Zealand are going to be tested here. 10 from their own line, 5 tackles still to come. Scott to Thurston. Quick pass from Morgan to that right-hand side, and Blake Ferguson is over for the first try of the night. Australia with a first score.
And justifiably so. It was pretty slick skill there from the Australian side, moving it from left to right, and it shows the confidence oozing through the green and gold veins. They didn't look to take 2 points from the penalty. They wanted to keep ball in hand. Here's the first penalty against Cameron Smith there, and rightly so called there. Kevin Proctor just hanging on too long. And then we've got the second penalty. It tends to be penalty try in rugby league terms. That's a pretty stable menu. That time it was Sean Johnson just holding on to the halfback Morgan, who took the line on. But just look at the shape here. Tremendous play. They've got players going through. They hit the men round the back. That's the money ball, though, from Darius Boyd, and a great finish from the wingman.
Took some finishing, didn't it?
Oh, it definitely does, and that's one of the problems New Zealand will have if they don't deal with the threat that Australia have out wide. They've got some big sides out there. Blake Ferguson is a big man. He's about 6'4", and when he's at speed like that, New Zealand had numbers. The numbers went around, but too big, too strong, gets over the try line.
Well, his 4th cap, it's his 3rd try, Blake Ferguson. He made a try-scoring debut against New Zealand in the Anzac Test back in May, which, if memory serves, was pretty forgettable. 16-0, I think the Aussies won that day, didn't it? But it wasn't a great Test match, was it? The last game, but Stephen Kearney was in charge of New Zealand, of course. Mal Meninga's very first game in charge that day. Jonathan Thurston looking to add the 2 to the 4 here to give Australia a very solid start to this Test match. 3 times a Golden Boot winner as International Player of the Year. Jonathan Thurston just settles himself now and sends it goalward. Has he put it the wrong side? He has. Just slides by the right-hand stick, so it remains at 4-0 in Australia's favour.
Yeah, just look at the skill here from this next pass. There's the one. It was in the blink of an eye. The ball came in and straight out of Darius Boyd's hands, and it found the wingman there, Blake Ferguson, who stepped so adeptly off his right foot to cross near the corner. I'm sure that guy will be pretty happy with the start that the Kangaroos have made.
Well, he's got a following in this country, hasn't he, Mal Meninga, with his time at St Helens, a couple of years, 84, 85. And just harking back to that particular time, John Keir, I know you're of a certain age, you'd have to say Blake Ferguson is not necessarily the best Australian winger called Ferguson that they produced.
No.
John Ferguson, of course.
A special one, wasn't there, over at Wigan? And they just roll off the conveyor belt, don't they? The great players from down under. And there's some out there, although we wouldn't think so with that play.
Well, miscued, but the referee says it's play on, and it's another set of 6 as well. But in the meantime, Valentine Holmes will try to finish it at the first attempt. Bumped down by Kahu, but Australia with 6 tackles to go from here. Thurston again, back towards Cameron Smith. Across it goes to Michael Morgan, helps it on its way to Justin O'Neill. He'll take the tackle, but look where they are. 12 minutes gone, and Australia are probing and pressing again here. Trent Merrin now, with a direct effort, has just dropped it down and rather gifted it back to New Zealand, and it's the king of the intercepts in this Four Nations.
Well, that's a real let-off for New Zealand. New Zealand starting to struggle with Australians quick play the balls at this point in time. And also, when the ball gets bobbled just a little bit, New Zealand need to be on their toes and jump on absolutely everything, because Australia is going to give them nothing.
Release.
Luke going left. There's Bromwich down the middle. 8 yards away from the halfway line. It's the big fella again, Tomalolo, who just gobbles up the yards. I think he made more yards by about 50 yards than anybody else in the game against England last week.
He's a big man, isn't he?
Johnson's kick is high. Who's going to put a name on this? Holmes is there. Oh, he's lost it as Valentine Holmes, but Darius Boyd, luckily for the Australians, is back there to collect.
Yeah, it was a good teasing kick, that, wasn't it? Really was. High into the night sky. Problematic for the wingman, but well swept up by the fullback. There we've got, there should be reeling those in at this level, but Darius Boyd once more being the saviour.
Inglis wants to get quick to his feet. Thurston puts it back on the inside again, and forward go Australia once more. Boyd Cordner leading the charge, up and plays it. Smith is out, puts it back to Thurston down the middle. Thurston out again, and they're creating some space here. Morgan is carrying it towards the width and flicked inside for Ferguson. Ferguson for Thurston. Thurston rights one tackle and a second, and I think he's got himself over the line here. Jonathan Thurston touches down. It's a second Aussie try, and already they are in command of this game.
Yeah, they look very dangerous indeed. They really do. They'd already made 2 line breaks previously. They've scored a try as well, and then up they come with another. Really good team try there, and the half-backs in tandem. We've spoken about the build-up, about a running half-back. Well, he doesn't look such a bad runner as this kid Morgan. He really tees in there the defensive line, just opens up and then just drops a lovely little inside ball there. Once again to wingman Blake Ferguson. And Thurston, who'd been involved earlier in the play. You'll see Thurston really early in the play here. He's tracking on the inside now. So once Morgan makes this play, and a lovely little inside ball there to Ferguson, Thurston's tracked all the way through and finishes pretty comprehensively. Great try.
Great lead-up work by Australia earlier on in that play also. Very patient. They made the break down the left-hand side. Very patient. Their right-hand attacking unit just held their space. New Zealand's defence got sucked in. Thomas Luluai come in, Solomon Kata come in, which created that space on that right edge and ultimately gave Ferguson the space back on the inside.
Well, he's pretty special, isn't he, Jonathan Thurston? I remember him bursting onto the scene, the international scene, 10 years ago in that Tri-Nations when Great Britain last beat Australia in Sydney. He didn't play that day, did he? I think it was Ben Hornby who played in his position, but he played in the rest of that tournament and made the break that set up the try for Darren Lockyer to win it against New Zealand in the final in the end. And ever since, we've known what a very special player he is. He's missed one conversion. This, his second attempt of the night, is not going to be missed. And Australia lead now by 10 points to 0.
Well, he burst onto the scene a few years ago, but I think he's burst his shirt as well. Doesn't that mean he should go off the field? I think New Zealand could do with him being off the field at this point in time. Isn't that like a head injury when you rip your shirt? Let's get him out of here. Who wants him on the field? Get Thurston up. He needs a rest.
I want him on the field.
Have you ever heard that old New Zealand saying, clutching at straws? I think that's what Robbie's doing there. Jonathan Thurston with his 14th minute try. Australia lead by 10 points to 0. And New Zealand have already, I mean, what did New Zealand do here, Robbie Paul, apart from, you know, somehow stop Jonathan Thurston? What do they need to do?
Well, one of the things that they need to solidify the middle of the park, and they need to get two men and slow down the play the balls. Australia will take their opportunities if you give them half an inch, and that's exactly what they're doing, keeping New Zealand constantly on the back foot. And New Zealand struggled at times early in the first half against England with quick play the balls. Australia are capitalising on those.
Move, Jesse!
Scott with a drive in.
Hold here.
Thurston's co-captain at the Cowboys. Smith out of dummy half. Australia already in this set looking to move forward again. Gillette gets up and plays it. Aaron Woods now taking it in.
Release.
He actually missed the game against New Zealand last month because he was getting married. But he's back here tonight. This is a 40-20 attempt. If the bounce is good, it's not from an Australia point of view. It's kind for the Kiwis, and Jordan Kahu runs it back into that wall of green and gold.
Well, it was a wall. That's a great description, because that was a marvellous chase on the left-hand side of the Australian defensive line. 6 players up there, just cutting off any room whatsoever for the fullback.
Up there, boy!
Johnson out of dummy half and brought forward again towards the halfway line, and a penalty here for New Zealand. Too much going on. Adam Blair held down. So a penalty for New Zealand.
It's interesting, they've made the move to bring Adam Blair onto the field. Adam Blair is an enforcer. He's someone that likes to get busy in the middle of the park. We've just been talking about how Australia's starting to stretch New Zealand with quick play the balls. Great move by the coaching staff there. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring Manu Ma'u on as well. And again, another enforcer, someone who likes to mix it up in the middle of the park.
New Zealand looking to establish a foothold in the game just at the moment.
Well, this is the first set they've had, really, in Australia's half, isn't it? So let's see what the attacking force the Kiwis have got.
Quick hands here, and
off the ball, Cameron!
taken on. Luke, a dummy half. It's a penalty again, holding down the big fella. Quick tap allowed for Isaac Luke. So they'll start their set. 5 tackles to go, 10 metres away. Jordan Kahu, the fullback. Johnson in the middle. Need a bit of magic from him already. A little twist and a turn out there by Bromwich, but dragged down. And Luke is across there. Blair is pawing the ground just to the right-hand side. It's behind him, though. And Kahu met superbly by Greg Inglis. Wow.
My word. My word.
Do you think he felt that?
I felt it. And I'm 100 yards away. What a tackle that was from Inglis. He read the attacking play superbly, but just look at the tackle.
Whoa.
It may well be a little high. He didn't miss, that is for certain.
I think we might see a penalty here.
Well, the referee didn't give anything in instantly, did he?
Well, from the sideline it didn't look, but as you examine it there, there's contact with the head, isn't there?
Yeah,
so
I think the initial contact is chest on ball, but then his arm comes up and around his lips, and you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to tackle around the lips.
Ben Cummins with a wistful nod of the head as questions are being asked by Kevin Proctor.
Oh, no, it's a tough game. We're getting on with it.
It's no penalty. It's carry on. So go on, New Zealand. What have you got from here? Now here's Tomalolo, who can even things out, but he's stopped well by those Australian enforcers on the line. Luluai goes left to Johnson, and a step here from Solomon Akata. That's the 5th. Here comes the last. New Zealand, one more play, close to the Australian line. Johnson puts the kick in. just beyond the grasp in the first instance of Cordner, but that doesn't matter because it's out of play and it's a tap back on the 20.
Very interesting to note there, when you put the grubber through, actually a lot of the Australian players are already in position, turning and running. They've obviously done their homework of what Shaun Johnson was doing against England. They're going to be aware of that grubber kick into the backfield throughout the majority of this game.
And you have to say, as good as Johnson was against England, the 2 test matches this season, they have lacked that magic, New Zealand, against Australia, haven't they?
Well, I think one of the things you'll see, Australia will give him no space. They're going to try and get in Johnson's face as much as possible, whereas England gave him a little bit more space to move.
Smith goes right. It's Merrin who drives it on again here. Australia again already labouring their way forward, 30 metres away from that New Zealand line. Smith to Thurston. It's with Morgan, and now a step by O'Neill.
Last tackle, Thomas!
So now it's New Zealand's turn to defend their line on the last play. What can Thurston do? The kick is high, bounces off Blair. Down it comes. It's touched, I think, by a New Zealand player, and it's all on. So when it comes to Darius Boyd, he can take the tackle knowing that Australia still have 6 tackles to go here.
Yeah, it was Greg Inglis, wasn't it, who really challenged there for the ball and forced the header from the New Zealand kick receiver. But once again, Darius Boyd is sniffing around there, and he picked the loose ball up.
Woods is almost losing his shorts, but he's not lost the ball. The New Zealand line is quick to the left, so Smith goes to the right-hand side to see if there's a resolve out there for New Zealand to hang on here, and they do for the moment. Gillette is put down within touching distance almost of that New Zealand line. Here's Smith again, now with Morgan. O'Neill looking to step away from Kata, who's hanging on. And in the end, O'Neill has to go down with possession. Smith scampers to the left-hand side. Scott to Woods, the 2 props in harness. New Zealand hanging on here, just about keeping Australia at bay. Back to Thurston again. Thurston goes left once more. Boyd with a pass, it's intercepted, and a chance now to go the distance, and he has got pace as well. Rapana's still going. Inglis got a touch to him, but Rapana pulled down at the second attempt. Inglis did just enough. Just enough. New Zealand there with momentum. Oh, and Johnson's knocked on. And it's chance blow.
Australia was so lucky there that Rapana just got ankle taps as he set off. But then again, Inglis again just got enough on him just to knock him off his stride.
It showed great pace, didn't he, Greg Inglis there to chase down Rapana. There's great inset, that's a great read. And at this point you're thinking, well, we'll put the glasses down and applaud the try, but what work there from Inglis to chase him down, just get enough on him, just to force the tackle there from the cover defence. And then this is a poor dummy half pass, it really is. Puts Johnson under too much pressure. Sean Kerry-Dowell there. It needed to be better. At this level, it needed to be better because there was space on the left-hand side.
Same with you, Cameron. Head in, arms down. 2 hands here, mate. Okay, well,
possession there for Australia. Twice as much possession to Australia, twice as much territory. I think that's reflected really in the 10-0 scoreline, isn't it?
You know, we were saying a little earlier, from England's point of view, who do they want to win here today, Australia or New Zealand? Which would be the best for England's hopes going to that match at the London Arena? The unspoken part of that equation is that England have to beat Australia. Whatever happens here today, England do have to beat Australia. And well, given England's performances so far in the tournament, especially today, that ain't going to be easy.
Keep going, 2 here. Hold, go.
Thurston. Taken in by Cordner. He played a part as well, didn't he, in getting back with Inglis to stymie that last incursion by the Kiwis. Merrin now straightens up and hits them hard, but there's 2, Blair and Proctor hanging on.
Hold, go forward.
Smith, Scott, Thurston chipping over the top, looking to get them flat-footed. It's a chase on by Ferguson, but back there is Beale, I think that is, who's going to sort things out.
Joy to behold.
I'm hearing your name on the 10.
Really was a joy to behold that play there.
Drop out underneath the sticks.
Yeah, you look there, it was Thurston. He played off the backman there, but rather than pass the ball, which is the norm, he saw the wing and had just come up, just put it over the top of him. But you've got to, you know, applaud Beale there. He worked really hard to turn and retrieve the ball. Although the concession was from the kick, it's a drop out under the post. But really good, clever work from the Kangaroos.
There's a ruthless efficiency about the way Australia are going about things at the moment. New Zealand in danger of being ground down here.
Adam now!
A pedigree and a panache, but the simple things are being done very well too by those in green and gold. Here comes Scott, rather epitomising that with another solid drive forward. Smith waits at dummy half, Woods is to his left, but Thurston's there as well, and Thurston brings on the run of Cordner. Tries to bowl them over, but he's put down. Smith again, couple of tackles to go. Smith, and it's taken on by Merrin, who tries the footwork close to the line. Cameron Smith patiently in there. Thurston out to Morgan, who skips away but can't get the pass away, so this is the last. Smith picks up, he puts the grubber kick, Thurston who's after it, and just happy to force New Zealand to concede another drop.
I can tell you now, the Australian halfbacks are just so cool. There's nothing panicked about them, and I understand now why Michael Morgan is in there, because the way he dovetails with Jonathan Thurston, everything is just absolutely seamless. They're not panicking, they're directing people around the field, and they're keeping New Zealand under pressure.
Well, we talk about that triumvirate, don't we? The Thurston, Cronk and Smith, and how they played so many times for club and at Origin level as well. Never mind country. Oh, there's a little bit of a slip by Ferguson. He's going to recover. But equally, I mean, Michael Morgan slips into that category as well, doesn't he? A Cowboys teammate of Thurston. And
Solomon Kato there, I think, with an illegal tackle there, took him beyond the horizontal. And straight away seized upon by the referee. Yep, dangerous tackle there. And it's just from that dropout, you know, you felt as if the header from Australia just conceded so much field position, but then they give that first tackle penalty away, and once more they're in a dangerous field position, and they'll be asking questions soon.
And Penrith's Trent Merrin takes the initial drive. They want it played quicker. Smith to Woods. Woods with a short pass, where Boyd is an eager runner, but New Zealand eager defenders on that occasion. One-handed pick-up by Smith again, and back it comes to Merrin down the middle. 5 away. Cameron Smith just doing his calculations and throws it left to Woods, who, quick as a flash, hurls it back to Thurston, but Thurston has to take the tackle because of the slip. Smith left again. Boyd's involved, and down this left-hand side is Cordner. New Zealand holding out, but they've one more play to consider. Back to Smith again, who's got time left-footed to try and measure one through. It actually hit Tomalolo, which makes it an easier pickup. But Kahu, his head snapped back there, didn't he? I think he was dragged from behind by the collar of his shirt.
A bit of a flashpoint here.
There's nothing there. Walk away, there's nothing there.
Tackle one. There's almost something personal going on between
we're going to play the ball.
Greg Inglis and Jordan Kahu here, isn't there?
Walk away, Adam.
Jordan Kahu goes to bed tonight. He'll have Greg Inglis running through his nightmares the way this game has started.
It's been cleared. Tackle one. Yes,
and again, Kahu gets up and thinks, why have I not got a penalty?
Yeah, well, I don't think it was an illegal tackle. I think he had
tackle one,
hold of his shirt, didn't he? But it just looked very awkward how he fell.
Tomalolo not given chance to get into his stride. There are 3 in green and gold who are up there in his face. They know his threat. Not going to give him any room to work. And now it's with Luluai.
Justin release. Holding for 3, Matt.
Really an interesting game plan from, I think it was Graham Lowe this week, who suggested that Tomalolo might be better used out wide by the Kiwis rather than ploughing down the middle.
Well, it looks like New Zealand's just starting to change up their game plan a little bit. The opening 20 minutes was about blunt force instrument through the middle of the park, and now they're looking to push the ball a little bit wider.
Well, here they come with Harris.
Movement!
40 metres away, New Zealand. 12 and a half minutes of the first half remaining. They have been distinctly second best so far in this game. But can they get themselves a foothold as they start to climb the mountain, or will Australia simply snub another threat out here in this set of 6?
Back here for 3, Matt. Hold. Go.
Here's Luke. Luluai skipping. Solomon Kata comes in. Bowls away Cameron Smith, but two more willing defenders from where he fell away. It's with Bromwich. Offloads. Johnson. Potential, but the kick again. No. I mean, last week he couldn't put a foot wrong. That's a poor kick.
It is a poor kick. There's no, you can't get away from that. I mean, we've called him Magic Johnson after his performance last year, but that was pretty indifferent. That fourth tackle as well, and it was rushed. It was the wrong decision, and it's a shame because it looks as if New Zealand were building some pressure at that point in time.
It's more of the Tommy Cooper type of magic this week, isn't it? Shaun Johnson.
Mark it straight, Jesse, hold at him. Go. One.
Oh, there's a long time to go yet, Dave.
Yep.
He'll make you eat your words.
Gillett.
Go, two. That's it.
Quick pick-up by O'Neill, who's having a run here. O'Neill, and he's got through. Ahead of him is Kahu again, who just holds him up. Blair is back there to defend too. So Australia are held up, but Cameron Smith slots in there at dummy half again. It's now with Klemmer, who's on the field. David Klemmer arrived from the interchange bench.
Kevin off the ball!
The Bulldogs prop forward. He's only young, isn't he? 22 years of age. Smith at his heels. Collects again. It's another in the interchange. Shannon Boyd, the big fella, who's put down within sight of those New Zealand sticks. With one play to go. Smith to Thurston. Thurston well wanted it back again, but I think he was stumbling as he was trying to get there. And the ball is knocked on and New Zealand have some relief.
Yeah, I think it was Isaac Luke when he came out of the defensive line and pressured Thurston from the inside. There's a contact there, and that just put Thurston off. It was coming on the run round, and you don't know what's coming. This is a tremendous break, is it, from the centre there, fending players off. O'Neill as he goes through and showed a bit of composure there, no panic as he just took the tackle and waited for the next play.
He's another of the Cowboys contingent, isn't he, in this Australian starting lineup?
That's two, Boyd up!
Justin O'Neill. Luluai.
Michael now!
Harris.
Right here, Cameron. Hold it. Wait, three, go.
Every minute of every game when he came on tour last year, Tohu Harris in that 3-match series against England. Here's Proctor, the man who's just agreed the new deal. He's in a 3-year deal at Gold Coast. Big money. And on they roll again. Martin Tapau, who's got impact, having arrived from the interchange bench. But they'll slow him down, and they'll slow the game down here, Australia. Sixth tackle again. Luluai's just edging it towards that touchline. Boyd waits for the bounce and gets it, and runs it back, and has the confidence to throw it inside for the willing Winterholmes.
It's really interesting though there, Dave. He really made a big effort, did Darius Boyd, to get to that ball, not to let it go over the sideline. So I'm sensing that Australia, part of their ploy is to keep the ball on the field of play, to tire this big New Zealand middle channel out.
There's Inglis. Good quick play to Paul as well. Belly on his feet. Cordner is in. Boyd inside for Klemmer, who's clattering it down the middle on tackle 5. Smith rolls forward again. Thurston's the go-to man with one play to go. Goes out wide. They've got loads of space here. O'Neill was wanting it for himself, but I think he's been pulled up short. Has he? Well, he'll claim it. He'll claim it. And for his sake, he better hope he got it, because I think there was an option out wide. He says no try, so let's hear from our video referee, Bernard Sutton.
Can we get something from side on? Just need to confirm the ball never gets to the goal line. Tackle 6, no try. Okay, so he's got the ball in the right arm. He's short of the goal line at this point. He's still short at this point. Lose sight of the ball now. We'll just keep this rolling, keep it rolling, keep it rolling. We never see the ball get to the goal line anywhere in that picture. Can we get something from the other side, please? Okay, nice and slow here for me, please. All right, the ball is still short at that point. Can never see the ball get to the line. Is there anything from slightly behind there, from side on? At this point, it still looks short, Ben. Okay, I can't see anything which would overturn the live decision of no try here. Are they the best angles available? I can see the ball there and it's still short of the goal line. Okay, with no other angles, we have a decision. It'll be no try, confirming the live decision of no try. Going to the board.
It's a big right leg of Adam Blair that got in the way there, wasn't it? To make sure that O'Neill wasn't going to go the distance.
We'll have a play the ball here, Simon.
It was, but once again it was very dangerous, wasn't it? Last tackle instead of the orthodox play, which was to kick it.
Over here.
Thurston saw the wingman back and he arrowed the pass out to
Play the
O'Neill.
ball here.
Almost good enough for 4 points. Great scrambling defence from the Kiwis.
I tell you, it's a bit relentless for New Zealand. Australia brought in all their forwards from the bench. When you have a look at them, you've got David Klemmer, who's 6'6". You've got Shannon Boyd, who can only be described as a tank. And then you've got the modern-day legend, Sam Thaiday, come on. Relentless.
Shannon Boyd, I was reading, was an 11.5-pound baby.
Release the ball,
there are mums everywhere wincing at that.
He didn't stop growing, did he?
No. And he hunts wild pigs in his spare time, doesn't he?
With his bare hands.
Yeah. Noel Clear, remember Noel Clear? He was another wild pig hunter, wasn't he? He had a good spell in England as well, didn't he, Noel Clear? Holland witness back in the day. Anyway, New Zealand bringing it forward. 32 minutes played, and for all that it's a 10-0 scoreline, it feels like a bigger margin than that, doesn't it? In Australia's favour, Johnson just boots it downfield and hopes for the best. Quickly up there goes Darius Boyd, who has support from Ferguson straight away. He's looking for something down the middle straight away. New Zealand muscling up in the shape of Tapau and Proctor. Quick play the ball. And they're looking for, again, a little bit of a hole down the middle from Valentine Holmes.
Hold it for 2, play it.
A couple of tackles gone. Australia already in New Zealand territory. And a big carry by David Klemmer. Bouncing them off. But gathered in.
Tahu up.
Look how many yards they are gobbling up here. That's tackle 3. It's with Shannon Boyd, the pig hunter.
Isaac now.
Who's put down.
Kevin. Go forward.
And Smith collects and wants to go left. Is impeded momentarily by Isaac Luke, but flicks it on to Thurston. And Thurston will thread the ball through, and it has to be dealt with, and is by Rapana. And is he going to get it? Oh, that's good play from the winger. Well done, Jordan Rapana.
That's the sort of wingmanship that you want to get from Jordan Rapana. When you've got back-to-back defensive sets on your own defensive line, you don't want to be doing another dropout.
No, his forwards will really appreciate that. It was great work. Got rid of Valentine Holmes there in the goal area. Just shrugged him away, got into the field of play. That saved his big forward 6 tackles. That great work from the wingman.
This New Zealand side, by the way, who 2 years ago in that Four Nations, you thought they looked absolutely superb in that final against Australia. And there are so many survivors from that game. You know, your Johnsons, your Bromwiches, your Lukes, your Blairs. And yet here today look very distinctly second best.
Well, I don't put it down to New Zealand underperforming. I think this is a really good, ruthless, clinical, efficient Australian performance, and they really are carrying out Mal Meninga's game plan to perfection, especially this back three that will not allow the ball to go over the sideline. They want the ball in play as often as possible.
It's Morgan out of dummy half. Australia
Adam up.
hunting a few spaces again here. The ball's gone free. A question asked of the referee, who provides the answer of, "You should have kept hold of it, son." It's a knock on. We'll give the ball to New Zealand. He doesn't agree.
Well, they might not agree, but there's only one man that matters, and that's the guy with the whistle.
There's word come out of the Australian camp that there's been a bit of a culture shift. New Zealand's been pretty dominant over the last three years, definitely, and that's why they've been able to get that position #1. A family is the way they've come at it, but Australia's had a bit of a culture shift, trying to grow that family atmosphere within the unit itself as well.
Mal Meninga's been very strong, hasn't he? Has Cameron Smith, about the importance of an Australian jersey. You know, state of origin has taken precedence, you feel, amongst a lot of Australian players, but both those two very strong about saying the Australian jersey has to matter more again, has to be the most important thing you can wear.
And very interestingly, the players have taken to the point of cleaning their own dressing room themselves, and that shows humility, because good people make good athletes.
Shannon, release. For 2, go.
New Zealand forward through Blair, who somehow gets the ball away, and it's Isaac Luke who's there to bob and weave his way forward again. New Zealand with a little bit of wind in their sails at the moment. Can they make something of this? Back into the hands of Tomalolo, who's a damaging runner. We've seen that in the NRL week in, week out. And he's only 8 away. And New Zealand, and Johnson with a step that seemed to open up the gap, but it closed just as quickly. And they're really testing that Australian line. It was the legs of Thurston that kept that ball away. Luke will play it. Johnson comes out left again. Here's Tommy Luluai. Luluai tries to thread it through. Ferguson is there to pick it up. Australia come away with possession.
Yeah, but that's better by New Zealand. Really asking questions there. But once again, one thing about any Kangaroo team, they're difficult to score against. They're really so well drilled defensively, and they showed that during that passage of play.
During that passage of play there, you saw Taumalolo made the initial break. On the back of that, that's when the space comes for the Shaun Johnson and his footwork. They need to get the ball into Taumalolo's hands as much as possible.
Hell!
Cordner.
Go for.
Tough cooking. And here's the big fella. Inglis pops it over the top, and it's taken safely by Thaiday, who's in his left centre's position. Knocked down by Rapana. Best he could do. Best he could do. Australia get the head and feed.
It was the best. He had to do that because the wingman Holmes was free, and he came up, played at the ball, deliberately played at it, but it diffused the situation and the potential problem. But they really are at the races tonight. The Australians really are.
They're ruthless, aren't they? Absolutely ruthless.
Yeah, it's a joy to watch.
Jordan, a bit tidy. Get your head in there. A bit tidier into the scrum.
2.5 minutes of the half remaining.
Okay, keep that tunnel clear.
It's really important for New Zealand that they hold out Australia. Going in at half-time with only 10 points behind, I think that'll do a boost of confidence for them.
There's Valentine Holmes over on that right-hand side. Justin O'Neill measures up at dummy half again and takes it even closer to that New Zealand line. 10 away with 4 tackles to go. 8 away with 4 tackles to go. By the time the whole caboodle is finally finished, Smith collects at dummy half again and puts it into the hands of Thaiday, who goes to Thurston and then Boyd, and Boyd with a step against the grain of the defence. They slip and slide, but they measure up, and back it is with Thaiday again, who's showing dummies, and then he puts his head down. And a big effort between him and Adam Blair, the Brisbane teammates. And he's slow to his feet. He's hurt himself here as Sam.
Wait there. Push up there, mate, if you're there.
Yeah, doesn't look comfortable at all, does he?
Sam, just wait till I say.
There's another ripped shirt.
Get him off.
Upper marker.
So Cameron Smith patiently has to wait very patiently here at dummy half.
Go.
Still tackles to go. Goes short again. I think this is Clemmer, who's very close.
Held up.
But he's held up. They'll have to go back and play the ball. Tackle 4, back on the 10-metre mark.
Yeah, Jordan Cahill did a good job there, the fullback.
Hey, leave it.
Well underneath the ball.
Thaiday still hurting here. He's got a physio with him on the field momentarily, and he's still hobbling around. He's going to be okay to carry on. They'll keep him on with only 90 seconds or so of the half remaining. They might as well. Out it comes to Boyd. Thurston. Back goes Cordner. So here's the last play of this set. It's Cameron Smith again. Thurston's inside ball. Darius Boyd came on it, but New Zealand's defenders had it red.
Yeah, it's not a bad play, though, is it, last tackle? They asked the question down the short side there. Nice little set play with Inglis going through, Boyd on the inside of Thurston. But to turn the ball over there, you're challenging New Zealand to bring it out of the corner once again.
How many times have they started a set inside their own 10 metres tonight?
A lot.
3 or 4?
A lot.
Together now. Bring it back, Sam. Half for 2.
50 seconds remaining of a half that has been utterly dominated by Australia. New Zealand trying to loosen the shackles in the shape of Tapau. Staying at Manly for another 4 years after a deal he's just signed recently. Johnson to this right-hand side. Was there a bit of a juggle there? No, there wasn't.
Hold it, David. Hold. Go.
Rapana. It's back now with Kevin Proctor spinning away.
Last tackle, Marcus.
But they're up to the last, and they're short of the halfway line. Johnson was left, but down the middle is Luluai with a kick. Darius Boyd will pick it up. This will be the last play of the half. Maybe they might get a... Thurston will be the last man to collect from dummy half. The hooter sounds. Holmes gathered up. And that is that. And you have to say, copybook from Australia. a minor miracle. It's only 10 points to 0 because Australia deserving at least that scoreline.
Yeah, they've played really well off the green and goals. They've come out, they've totally dominated the game in all aspects. Defensively, they've looked confident. But well done, New Zealand. I mean, they've hung in there. You know, that they've been under the cosh for the majority of the half, but they're still only 2 scores behind.
Here tonight, quite rightly, but what about that fella Cameron Smith, whose game awareness is just absolutely superb, and his game management absolutely superb, and winning his 47th Australian cap tonight. Only one player ahead of him now, Darren Lockyer, who had 59. I'm not sure he's going to catch up with Lockyer. There's a World Cup next year, but how much beyond that Cameron Smith goes, we'll have to wait and see. But a second half underway now, New Zealand kicking it off, relieved in part that they're only trailing by 10 points to 0. But Robbie Hunter-Paul and John Keir, New Zealand very, very second best here tonight.
They definitely went in that first half as second best. A worrying thing maybe for Australia if they're thinking about it. 62% possession, but only put 10 points on the board. New Zealand has the talent in that team to score a couple of tries, but actually with their first carry from David Klemmer there, you can see that the Australians mean business. In their first set, they're on the New Zealand 40.
I think Cooper Cronk displayed the Australian mindset when he said we'll look after the ball, complete the sets, build pressure, and hopefully New Zealand will crack as the game go on. That's the whole Kangaroo ethos, and they're happy to keep doing it, and I'll tell you what, they'll do it once again.
Well, Thurston with a kick again, and it's another New Zealand set that starts only 5 metres away from their own line.
That's exactly right. When you kick off the ball from from the start of a half, you expect to be starting the set at least at your 20 or your 30-metre line, not 5 metres out from your try line.
Here's Kata trying to make some yardage, but 3 tackles gone already, and New Zealand pens still behind, well behind the 20, so let one of the big fellas have a go in Adam Blair to try and put a dent in the New Zealand line, but not to any great effect on that occasion. Picked up from dummy half by Lewis Brown, who's on the field now. Great utility player, isn't he, Lewis Brown? Seen him operate in a number of positions for the Kiwis down the years, back at dummy half at the moment. Luluai with a kick downfield to end the set. But Boyd is across, Darius Boyd is across to Patchett and offers it to Ferguson and says, go on, you have a go, Blake. Let's see if you can make some yardage up here.
I just love the way the back three of Australia, they work so hard to get in position, feel the ball on the full, and shape up ready to attack straight away. It's not a dead play, the first play. The first play is a threat.
Well, just looking at that points difference, because I think we're assuming now that Australia are going to win this, so going into the final week, it'll be Australia in the final, probably, and then England or New Zealand, and as it stands, New Zealand would have to put about 36 points over Scotland when England beat Australia, but that's just a throwaway line, that, when England beat Australia. That's going to be a battle, a real battle at the London Stadium.
It's 38 minutes of this game yet, Dave.
Yeah, not finished yet.
You know what they say about assumptions, Dave?
Here's Thurston with a little kick. It's taken by Kahu, and he's going to be put down. Damian Johnson, what were they saying in the dressing rooms at half-time?
Well, noticeably, Dave, New Zealand were out early, perhaps with a flea in their ear from coach David Kidwell. He wants an improvement all round. He says the kicking game in particular needs improvement. Win the early tackles. He says the Australian line speed has killed us. For Australia, Mal Meninga said expects lots of defence in the second half. They'll come at, as he said, do what we've been doing. We need to get field position to avoid having to play near our own line.
Kiwis carrying it towards the 40-metre mark, but a familiar pattern developing here. 4 tackles already gone. Johnson now, they're trying to break Australia open here to give themselves
last tackle, David!
At least an attacking kick at the end of it. Not find themselves penned back in their own half and deep in their own half when they get possession back again. Johnson's going to try and run it. A little bit of difference here. Little chip over the top. Thurston is back there to collect, flows it back. And Boyd will bring it clear again. So Australia reacting well to that change of approach from New Zealand.
Yeah, it was Sean Johnson just playing what he saw. He saw the wingman had dropped back. And it is a variation because the back three of Australia have been exceptional at tidying any kicks up and starting the set so well.
We saw that in the last 10 minutes of the first half. New Zealand was starting to run off the back of 1 and 2 passes, and I think they're probably going to find a little bit more value on the edges of Australia as opposed to right down the middle.
There goes Clemmer taking Australia back inside New Zealand territory. Smith out of dummy half. Thurston with the ball back on the inside. Boyd knew it was coming, but New Zealand's defenders knew that Boyd was coming. So they tidied him up, and Smith now with a chip. Doesn't quite get it over the top of Rapana. But New Zealand, well, here's a bonus for New Zealand. They start a set 20 metres from their own line. There's a bit of an advantage on previous plays.
You need to practice your clearance sets, your Yannick sets, don't you? If you're going to play Australia, you really do. Because they bring the ball out from your own goal line time after time after time.
What New Zealand will be looking for is to get on the front foot in these final two tackles of the set. Give the kickers a little bit more space to kick in. To kick from.
Well, Solomon Akata did a good job there, didn't he? And Luluai goes out, and here comes Johnson, and Johnson suddenly has a support player in Proctor who's got a bit of enthusiasm about him, and he wants to offload, and guess who's there again? Thurston, a bit of fortune there. Right place, right time to pick that up, and picks Morgan out with a pass. And Australia start their set 40 from their own line.
There might have been something said at half-time as well. Let's play off the back of second and third phase rugby. When New Zealand are dangerous and they've got their talent within the squad, if they can play off the back of an offload, passes, maybe they can break Australia's defence up a little bit.
Yeah, I think you've got to disrupt this Australian defensive line, haven't you? And second phase rugby league is obviously one way of doing that.
Canberra's Shannon Boyd being helped beyond the 40-metre mark. Cameron Smith in at dummy half. Thurston again, and it's Cordner, who is put down with the ball still in his hands, despite what was going off stage there. Thurston back to the middle. Here's Thaiday, who seems to have recovered from that first half injury. It's a rare miss pass from Australia. That was Morgan, wasn't it, who, or was it Gillette who threw the ball expansively but expensively away?
I've been disappointed in that, because it looks as if there were half a chance developing. It is Gillette, and it was an indifferent pass, ruled a knock on there. But again, Thurston, the first to react, is absolutely everywhere. But you can see, I mean, that didn't work then, that second phase rugby league, but it may well do, and it's just a matter of making the right decision as to when and where to offload.
One thing for Australia they need to keep an eye on, they've made twice as many errors as the New Zealand team, and maybe if they hadn't made that many errors, they'd have more points on the board. Those errors could pay dividends for New Zealand in the long run.
Kenny Dowell getting the knees pumping and a penalty on the back of it. I want to take it quickly. Lewis Brown wanted to take it quickly. Referee come in, says go back and take your time.
What's important for New Zealand right now, because they've been playing in their own half, that they get down into Australia's quarter and they put some real pressure on them and build upon it and take some of that energy out of Australia.
Yeah, just stayed on the tackle too long there, Cameron. At some stage, New Zealand are going to have a good spell.
Blair out to Johnson. Johnson to Proctor. Australia, remember, with a defence on their own line here, or very close to their own line anyway. Adam Blair looking to straighten things up and offers it out back to Tohu Harris.
Three, Shannon, give him space. Mark him straight, back foot here. Go, three.
Dodging to that right-hand side, Johnson with a little kick. It hits an Australian leg, and it's played at, so it's another set of 6 as to Tapau.
Great opportunity this for New Zealand, the third set consecutively.
Rapana running across the face of those Aussie defenders.
Hold! Sam now! Hold him, mark it straight, Cameron.
Lewis Brown looks around, delivers it left to Luluai. Luluai's got support here. Mahau gets it away. Kahu comes in.
Three, Blake up!
Australia on their own line at the moment. New Zealand with a chance to shine through Qatar, who might just have forced his way over here. Solomon Akata, with all the power he possesses, and he thinks it might be a try, but we're going to have to take the video look at this. So let's hear from Bernard Sutton.
Grounding. No, it's just grounding, please. Something from side on. Okay, we can see the ball's in the right hand. Still has possession at this point, still has possession, maintains possession of the ground. Is there something from side on to show that's over the line? So definitely maintains possession here, Ben. Confirming the ball is over the line when it's grounded. And loose, yes, the ball is on the line. That'll be a try, have a decision and going to the board.
Well, for the first time tonight, Robbie Hontapall has got a smile on his face.
Oh, it's a big smile too, Dave.
Solomon Akatas, first try in International Rugby League, only made his debut less than a month ago in that test match in Perth. But here he is with a try to his name and New Zealand with hope in their hearts.
Solomon Akata, he exploded onto the NRL scene with the New Zealand Warriors in 2015, solidified his position throughout that season. This year he's been outstanding for the New Zealand Warriors, scoring many tries. We're in impossible situations, very much like that there. And once again, he does that. And now, you know, with the amount of possession that Australia's had, 60% to New Zealand, 40%, we were talking about this. This is when it can get dangerous, where Australia think, you know what, we should be much further ahead and start to panic. They've got a lot of smart cookies in that Australian team, though. We'll have to see how they deal with it.
Shaun Johnson here with the conversion attempt, which puts it over. They're only 4 points behind. Kiwis would have taken that at any point of this game, wouldn't they, to be only 4 points behind early in this second half. Glares up at the sticks. Glares back at the ball. Steadies himself with a kick. They've all got their different styles these days, haven't they? They'll each tell you theirs is the best. And Johnson has put it wide. Put it wide. So 10-4 it remains for Australia.
Great description though, Dave. The way you were describing that, I was there with you.
Well, you are here with me.
Yeah, that was great work though, wasn't it, from Solomon Qatar? He really did. He went very, very low indeed, burrowed and continued with his leg drive, which took him over. And that's the first time that they've had 3 sets in the Australian half consecutively. So they will take heart from that. And as we said in commentary, at some stage, the New Zealand team are going to have a good spell. That may well be the start of it.
And Robbie, you were talking about the culture of the Australians under Mal Meninga. Have you been in the Kiwi camp? Because I mean, there's David Kidwell in charge for this series. It would have come as a surprise. It did come as a surprise to him. 3 months ago, he was expecting to come as assistant. Stephen Kearney stepped aside to go to the New Zealand Warriors. So what are the Kiwis like under Kidwell?
Very, very, very much the same. As you'd expect, Dave Kidwell's been the assistant coach for New Zealand over the last, 3 or 4 years, 5 years. I think it was a seamless transition to put David Kidwell in that position because they knew he knew the system. The players know him. The players know that system that he'd be wanting to promote once again.
Well, the Kiwis are now into the efficiency of game management. Shaun Johnson with a kick that puts Australia on the back foot with a possession, but
and that's just what they wanted, Dave. They wanted the ball over the sideline. They've had 4 sets now and 4 really good sets, including that, bringing the ball out from their own line, finish with a front foot kick, put it over the sideline, walk to the scrum, re-energise, get ready for a set play situation.
Very interesting. We were talking about the Australian wanting to keep the ball in play, and New Zealand are choosing to put the ball out of play. Break up the game flow for Australia and game manage from New Zealand's point of view.
Jordan, hit him up.
Well, they're taking their time to get things underway again here.
Okay, tight there, both heads in. Okay, Cameron, you too.
Tidiest scrum you'll ever see.
Hold ball, tie there. Put it in.
Thurston will
Leave
feed.
it clear.
Australia with some hard yards to do here, and for all their domination in this game so far, maybe just one or two demons of doubts just creeping in, because they are only a score ahead. New Zealand have hung on in there somehow, but they've hung on in there too long. Penalty Australia.
Look where you are, field position, nothing silly.
And that wasn't a bad carry, was it, from Thaiday? He was hobbling about in the first half, but there was no hobbling there. He got that ball under his wing, and he carried very, very aggressively, looking to find the floor, generate a quick play. New Zealand slow him down. See there, the second effort going in to turn him. But that was ruled to be illegal by the referee, rightly so in my opinion. And it's given Australia the ball in midfield.
That's exactly what New Zealand didn't want. They didn't want to gift Australia any position, and now they're back, under a lot of pressure.
Clemmer carries not only the ball, but a couple of New Zealand defenders about 20 metres there, didn't he? That's a terrific effort by him. And what a position, what a platform he's given Australia here. Smith, the obeying Cameron Smith out of dummy half, offers it on the inside to Thaiday again, with another damaging muscular effort. 10 away. Smith, time to consider. Plots it, goes left. Into the hands of Darius Boyd. It's brought back here. Cordner, who's put down. He can almost see the line from where he crouches. Back to Thurston again now. Thurston to Gillett, who's decided that that cul-de-sac is not worth entering, but he runs back into another one. The final play of the set here. Well, it's not. It's a penalty. It's a coach killer. Penalty. New Zealand give it away on the 5th tackle.
You've got to be so squeaky clean when you get to tackle 4 and 5. You're really having that ruck area. And that's
going for goal.
Yeah, well, sensible decision though. They can boo them all they like. That's a sensible decision because it makes it 2 scores.
We don't want sensible on a cold night like this. We want a bit of flash and flare to warm us up.
Yep. Yeah, I think they want to win, Dave.
Yeah, that's how you play, Dave.
Playing for the draw here.
I like the noise you made, John, when they gave away that penalty. As we explained, a coach killer.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Thurston having his hooves cleaned. Here's a thoroughbred.
I have never seen that before.
Yeah, I'll try on the side there, mate. Sorry, Brendan.
Gives away his kicking tees very often, doesn't he, Jonathan Thurston, to youngsters in the crowd.
If you went to Doncaster for the 3:30, Robbie, you'd have seen that.
Let's go back for us, please. 10 metres. Back.
It's not over polite to Jonathan Thurston, is it? Right in front of the sticks. He played, didn't he, for the Cowboys against Leeds. Right, it seems ages ago now. It was right at the back of this year, wasn't it, in the World Club Challenge game? And every time he kicked a goal, he handed his tee to one of the kids in the Headingley crowd. And what's he going to do with his tee? He's picking it up and tidying up after himself. Over it goes. 12 points to 4.
Well, I asked the question, what would Australia answer to that try? And once again, it's the man in the middle of the park, the guy that's tasked with leading them around. Jonathan Thurston will slow the game down again. We'll take the 2 points. We'll put the pressure back on New Zealand, and we'll see what they can do. Smart thinking, smart rugby league.
Time to run here.
Lewis Brown just barking out a few instructions to his teammate here, Sean Johnston, who kicks that ball downfield, and Australia back in possession, back in command of the scoreline. A big collision involving Shannon Boyd. Been a few of those in the last couple of years. Australia running with purpose again. Clemmer's really impressed, hasn't he, while he's been on the field?
Very much so, yes. I think the interchange bench has impressed, to tell the truth, for Australia. And this guy on the right side.
Hold it for 3. Hold.
Gillett to his feet, almost up to the halfway line. Here's Thaiday, Sam Thaiday, trying to pick a weakness in that Kiwi line, finding none. Down he goes, up he gets. Smith again, looking back towards the middle. Thurston once more, offers it off, and Shannon Boyd, from a standing start, just puts his shoulder into it and pushes as hard as he can on tackle 4. 2 to go. In fact, it's tackle 5. 1 to go. It's Thurston who puts it high. Underneath it is Kahu, who's caught it on the full in the in-goal area. So a tap back on the 20.
That was clever play, was it, from Kahu? Make sure one of his feet was in the in-goal area as he just fielded the ball. That allowed it to be a tap 20. That's just clever play from the fullback.
A bit of a let-off for New Zealand as well. Gets them a long way up the field than where they would originally have started that set.
Cameron released. Mark it straight, Sam.
Very clever. See how straddles the goal line with 1 foot in the in-goal area. That's what made it the tap 20.
Tapau with the offload. That's good from New Zealand. Here they go forward again now. Rapana involved down the middle.
Release.
But they're getting a bit of ground now, aren't they? They're getting a bit of purchase, finding themselves finishing sets deeper inside the Australian half. Bromwich, the skipper, is put down. Still a couple of plays to go here. Luluai goes left. Taken on by Maho, who gets it away. Luluai collects again now, running back towards the middle. Here's Johnson, puts it wide. Oh, it's knocked on by Kenny Down. With an opportunity out wide.
You've got to take those.
Yep.
Australia don't give you that many opportunities. You've got to take them.
That's strong.
Well, if he reels that in, Robbie, and that's a 2v1 situation, isn't it, against the wingman?
He'll be reliving that one tonight.
Not had the best couple of games against the Aussies, has he? Test match in Perth, he was found wanting in defence a couple of times as well, wasn't he? But that was a moment in attack when
Jesse, give his
A little bit of calmness of thought might have produced the glory for New Zealand. Instead, Australia roll it forward again now. Here's Cameron Smith.
Play on.
Not willing to go down with the ball in his hands, and Sam Faide's certainly not going to go down with the ball in his hands because he's knocked it on.
Well, that's good for New Zealand.
Yes.
They really are. They're hanging in there. They're scrapping just to stay in the game. And you only need, as has been demonstrated before, they only need that half chance, and people like Solomon Carter can end up scoring. Then the territory and possession in the second half really has evened out.
Big Mal Meninga will be up there in the stands thinking, very, very surprised and probably very unhappy with the amount of errors that Australia have gifted New Zealand over the course of this 60 minutes.
Yeah, they've looked good,
Not now.
but they haven't put the game away, not yet, Australia. And New Zealand are building in confidence. Harris now takes it forward, 30 metres away from the Australian line, coming up to the hour mark. They're only 12-4 down, the team in black. And the way the first half went, you'd have thought it'd been much, much more than that. And here they come now with Kahu. Dummies,
Jonathan up.
but read by Australia's defence. 12 away, Kenny Dowell hurls it back to the middle again. Johnson's involved and wants to get his skipper Bromwich going in. And Bromwich trying to burrow our way through those defenders. Collected by Brown, puts it back on the inside again. That's a solid stop on a solid fella. Tomalolo in his tracks is halted. It's back with Luluai. Now it's Johnson. Johnson slides it to that in-goal area so that Ferguson has to deal with it. He's done well so far, but how many more can he beat? Oh, what about that?
Fantastic.
Wow. Great wing play, but then he spoils it all with a quick play the ball.
No, he's
but,
offside.
yeah, they're offside.
Yeah, Lulai wasn't square at marker. What a fantastic wing play there, though.
He's interfered with the ball, mate.
Really was. Ferguson. It looked for everything is going to be trapped in his in-goal area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players he gets rid of to get in the field of play.
And look what it means to the Australian forwards. Sam Thaiday just screams at him. The difference that makes to your defensive line, those big boys in the middle of the park, is unmeasurable, priceless.
You ready, Cameron?
Well, the other outcome, they're defending their own line, aren't they, for another set of 6? Instead, they're carrying the ball away, just with a penalty. A tap restart on about the 30-metre mark.
Marvellous wing play, that really was. It's those little efforts, isn't it, that make such a difference.
Tahu now.
Still not as good as John Ferguson, though, is he?
Hold it, Lewis, hold.
Checker. It's Scott down the middle. Matt Scott,
Don't work him.
quoted before this tournament began, saying that this was the best Kiwi pack he'd ever seen. Well, the Australians are finding their match here tonight. Here's Aaron Woods.
Wait here, Jason, wait.
Cameron Smith in at dummy half again. Thurston pumps it out to that left-hand side where Morgan, his clubmate, is waiting. He's being dragged towards the touchline, but he's got the hands and the mind to get the ball back on the inside. Inglis gets up and plays it, and now it's brought on by Cordner. And Australia trying to smash away through the middle with 5 tackles gone. Here comes the last. Smith picks up again, goes out to Thurston. Thurston puts it back. Quick hands from Darius Boyd, and a flying finish. It's a forward pass. Oh,
We'll get a good look at that. I'm not sure that was a forward pass.
I'm with you on that, Robbie.
I think the line will show us.
Oh, he's got it.
No, that's a forward
He's
pass.
got it right, yeah.
What do I know?
Hold here. Just wait there.
Well done, the touch judge.
take nothing away from that finish now. That's a great finish, isn't it?
Well, apparently it was the touchers that awarded that.
Up now,
Well
Floyd.
done, well done.
Here now, here.
The hands gave it away.
Off the ball, Cameron.
So New Zealand back in possession, still only trailing by 8. We've got 18 minutes left to play. The game is not over by a distance here, but New Zealand have to score twice to get their noses ahead.
Hold it for 3. Go.
They are winning this second half for what that means. Here's Kahu.
Back now. Back in now, 4. Wait for it. Wait. Go.
Kenny Dowell spins it back to Johnson. Bromwich, who interestingly pronounced his own name Bromwich,
Hold. Release.
but everyone
Last
else calls him
tackle.
Bromwich and he doesn't
Go.
mind. quick play. Brown again, back to Johnson. Johnson running away from Courtner, gets the kick. Oh my word, what was that?
Okay.
What was that? That was an aberration from Sean Johnson.
Yep. Yep. I really do think he had a brain explosion there.
Back on the line.
He's tracking across there. And
Back on the line.
He's well at it.
yeah.
When someone runs out at him at club
Back on the
football,
line.
It's like
He
Peter
can run
Kay,
around
that
him.
over. Remember that
Hold
over?
it.
Yep.
Right there.
Have it.
Smashed it away.
Play the ball. Sean, go.
Ladbrokes Four Nations is giving us a fine performance by Australia here tonight, but they've not put the game to bed, and New Zealand are clawing their way
Straight,
back.
Sean. Hold him, mate. Hold Jason.
One
Go.
more try for the team in green and gold would re-establish there authoritatively, convincingly. And here they come forward again. Cameron Smith collects a dummy half. Scott is there to plough forward again. Good, honest work
Tahu, release.
from the prop forward.
Mark it straight. Go through.
20 away. Smith goes right into the hands of Maloney. Relative newcomer to the Australian side, but at 30 years of age, you'd hardly call him a
Release
junior,
now.
would you?
Play it there.
Winning a grand final with
Four.
Cronulla this year, memorable year. Cameron Smith at dummy half again. Thurston switches it back. Here's Maloney once more, who puts it into the hands via the pass of Justin O'Neill, but Kiwi players in his face. And
Last
the eight
tackle,
going
Solomon.
nowhere on tackle
Hold it
5.
now,
So here's the
hold, go.
last. Smith. Maloney again. Kicking towards that right-hand side. Rapana's up and catches. New Zealand have it back and are delivering it back in style here. Rapana
Greg Neal.
might have got a penalty for a high shot as well.
Get up.
He
Go,
fielded
you're
the kick
falling
really
back.
well, didn't he? And fended off one or two of the Kangaroo defenders as well. Yeah, top job there.
Here's Luluai. Has left, they come again.
Hold. Release it.
Australia looking to squeeze the life out of this game if they can. It's Bromwich. Offloads. Quickly, it's work left to Kata. Kata. Back to Beale. Beale keeps it alive. Mahu. Mahu to the impish-like Lysett Look, who's got it away to Kahu, who drops it backwards. The referee says that's okay. No, he doesn't. I think the touch judge was involved again there. I think there was a touch judge involved again who decided it was a forward.
no, I think they got the call right there. Jordan Kahu just tried the magic pass over his right shoulder. Ball went to ground, I think.
Just
went a little bit forward.
James Charles, I think it was, who spotted that, and it's a pretty accurate spot, isn't it?
I thought it's forward and a touch judge has scored it.
Offloaded forward, but it did cause Australia problems. That little passage of play there, offloading, it caused Australia some problems. It's worth pursuing.
It's their second phase play that New Zealand's got a chance to hand it at this point in time. 15 minutes to
Okay.
go. They've got to
Head in.
score twice.
Let's go, Cameron,
They've got
head
to
in.
throw anything. You know, they've got to
Head in,
throw it into the
Jason.
wind. They've got to
Put him,
take
mate.
chance their hand.
Out.
Inglis,
Cameron, release.
just from an English
Hold
point
it
of
now,
view, and I
hold
know
it.
not everybody
Wait there,
watching
Jesse,
here
wait.
is
Go.
a supporter of England, but from an English point of view, if Australia are going to win this, England would want them to rack up a few more points
Dominant.
in what's remaining of the last
Stand
14
down.
minutes.
Hold it, toe.
Make that points
Go,
difference as big as possible between themselves and New Zealand. Give New Zealand a mountain to climb up in the Northern Lakes
Isaac off the ball.
against
Off the
Workington
three. Bring it back.
next Friday
Get up.
night.
Go.
Smith, it's Scott running it in to the halfway line and offloading back to Cameron Smith, who's ready and waiting, and Jonathan Thurston delivers it inside again, and here's Gillette, who's looking to see if there's a gap
Oh!
that might be established.
Release now. Ball there. Wait here. Markers.
Smith
Go. Jesse, make it.
to his right and Woods just
Last
rolling it
tackle.
forward again,
Giving space. Go.
finding the finish in the set with a big kick from Thurston. Down it comes with a little snow on, but it's taken superbly well by
That's
Gerard
one, leave the
Beale.
legs.
Couldn't get
Leave this.
away.
Go. Good work.
Dealt with by Ferguson. Fireworks going off in the background.
Turn
Bonfire
it out,
night being
man, off.
celebrated all
Hold
around
it,
this
bring it
country at the
back.
moment.
Hold.
What a marvellous
Go.
take that was. Really was. Eye on the ball all the way through there, as Beale just reeled the ball in.
Release. Hold it for three. Bring it back.
Johnson
Go.
stands and waits, looks to his left, and Bromwich again goes ploughing forward and hits hard,
ball,
and he's
Cameron.
almost up to the halfway line.
Go.
Luke, and now the big fella, Tamalolo again, he's got
Last
that
tackle,
destructive
Matt.
force.
Hold here.
But Australia pulling
Go,
him
kick it,
down on the
Matt.
5th,
That's it.
and now on the 6th, Luluai looking for the corner. Ferguson comes back, the bounce just about into his hands, and Luke is there to meet him.
Okay, Isaac, straight.
Helped by Tohu
Here now,
Harris.
here, Kevin.
Well, one thing this New Zealand team have demonstrated, you know, both against England and in this game tonight, they're a very tenacious and dogged team who they just won't go away.
Inglis,
3, Kevin, up.
good carry by him, Greg Inglis. Recently committed to Souths as well, hasn't he, Greg Inglis, for another 3 or 4 years. David Kidwell looks on. Justin Morgan, the former Hull Kingston Rovers coach, his assistant in this current setup. Maloney put down, Australia on tackle 5. Inside the New Zealand half, Cameron Smith again with another of those raking kicks, not looking to do anything other than put New Zealand on the back foot and make them start from deep inside their own half, knowing that his chasers will get up there.
Yeah, look at some of the New Zealand forwards in the background as well.
Play the ball, go.
There's 2 of them stood waiting for the ball to come to them. They need to get behind the ball.
Jesse Bromwich and Tomalola standing in the Australian line.
Go, 2.
I think they've both played 70 minutes.
Aaron. Here now, here. Go, 3, good.
Well, they're looking as though they've got the pace of the game in them at the moment. Oh, that ball is dropped. Ferguson swoops on it, gets up as well. Can he get away? Well, he's going to be put down only 20 metres away, so 5 from here for Australia, and a chance to turn the screw again now. It's with O'Neill, and O'Neill away from Tomalola, the tiring Tomalola, but 2 more there to cover behind.
This is a dangerous time for New Zealand. The forwards are starting to tire. Australia can sniff something here.
It's Smith, and now Thurston. Thurston back on the inside again. Darius Boyd with a pass, a bit of a gap. Almost apparent for Maloney, it closed up quickly. Wants to play it, does play it. Smith now. Darius Boyd to his left. Kiwis moving up, Boyd has to come back towards the middle again. Just brushing them off, nowhere to go. And in the end he takes the tackle. So Australia reorganise themselves and attack. Smith to Thurston. Thurston up to the line, a dummy thrown, but not taken.
Hold the line, hold.
Blair with a tackle. And another final tackle penalty given away by the Kiwis. They don't help themselves.
Yeah, 7 penalties New Zealand have conceded to Australia's 4, and 2 of them, the last 2 have been on the last tackle, and it really does.
Kicking for goal again.
Yeah. Well, there's boost from around the ground, but they won't be bothered, these guys.
I mean, it's an interesting decision, that, because New Zealand had to score twice anyway.
Yeah, but there's a score twice and nail the conversions now if he puts this over. It's just all over him. Just unnecessary, that. Adam Blair.
I think, John, that's when fatigue starts to play its part.
It is, yes, it is.
You know, if he's a little bit fresh, he probably would have turned out to the right or the left and getting off the man.
But just to add a little devil's advocacy here, Rugby League is trying to push back its boundaries. It's brought a game to Coventry, and a lot of people inside this ground now will not have seen Rugby League live before. Is there not a responsibility on these 2 sides to entertain? Is there therefore not a responsibility on Australia to go for a try here instead of take the boring option and kick for goal?
There's a responsibility from Australia to win the game.
And New Zealand, that's what they want to do. They want to win the game. So you're talking to a coach there.
It's not fluffy la la land. This is real life.
A coach who gets paid to get teams to win.
To be fair, John, I never thought it was really fluffy la la land. Thurston with a chance to turn a 12-4 lead into a 14 points to 4 lead, and he has put it over. His 3rd success of the night, Jonathan Thurston. He's moving to towards the 150 goals mark for his country. 14 points to 4.
Let's be honest, Dave, though. When we're talking about entertainment, we're not talking about scoreline, we're talking about entertainment. I've been thoroughly entertained this evening.
There's been much to admire from both teams tonight. There really has.
So here comes Scott to run it back again.
Adam now, give his space,
I like
lead
him.
the
Matt
lead.
Scott, honest player, isn't he? Really thoroughly good player. Friday, up towards the 30-metre mark.
Adam now! Straight there, Jesse. Hold him,
Smith
hold it, toe. Go,
at dummy half again. Woods is going to have a go now. Aaron Woods, he's a wild man, look, isn't he?
Hold it, 3.
Rolls away, wants to get up and play it. There's a Kiwi in the way, but Smith will pick it up and has a little run himself here, Cameron Smith. He's so calculating in what he does, doesn't he, from dummy half. Passes early, takes a run. It's you get a sense every single move he makes, he's working out to the nth degree. Taken on by Merritt on tackle 5. Smith again, Thurston to his left-hand side. Thurston with a kick towards the corner. Kahu and his wingman Rapana should have it covered, and they do. But they are again, a yard from their own line this time.
That's right. That kick-off from that penalty, they've just gone 90 metres and put New Zealand back on their own try line. Great set.
You receive a kick-off and New Zealand get the ball a metre from their own line.
That's game management from Jonathan Thurston. Just a light touch into the corner. He wasn't trying to get the ball back. He was trying to start the set.
That's good. Straight there.
Outstanding player of his generation, one of them, hasn't he? Jonathan Thurston, many would say he's one of the best, potential immortal
Last tackle
in Australian
Give
rugby
space,
league.
James. Hold him, Matt.
And who are we to
Hold.
argue?
Go.
Isaac Luke goes back to Johnston. Johnson
Jesse.
kicks it downfield. Darius Boyd is underneath it, up against his old mentor next week. Darius Boyd, everywhere he's played, Brisbane, St George, Newcastle, back at Brisbane. He's had Wayne Bennett as coach, and he's up against him next week. A rare occasion that that's the case. Ferguson over the halfway line.
Jesse now.
7 minutes to go. New Zealand have to score twice. It's looking unlikely.
Adam release. Bring it back.
Australia relentless. Smith to this right-hand side and Thaiday.
Stand Manu.
Smith's there again. And off he goes, and he has seen a gap this time, Cameron Smith, and he was tempted and he very nearly got there. Six tackle, gets up, plays it, and now it's taken on Aaron Woods. I'm not sure he's the man on the 6, but he gets it away to Thurston. Thurston now, outrageous dummy to his left, Thaiday. Thaiday needs to keep it alive, but he's not going to do, and in the end he just takes a tackle. And happy to hand it over to New Zealand, who start 10 from their own line.
Here, James. Go.
If you're England looking on here, John, with your coaching hat on, how do you beat Australia at the London Stadium next week?
Well, first of all, they've got to start strong, because in both games Australia started really well against both Scotland and New Zealand. Secondly, you've got to look to create some second phase play. Thirdly,
Jonathan Thurston getting injured wouldn't be bad news for England, and he's not looking good at the moment. He's not looking healthy. It's a knock-on. It's going to be Australia's head and feet, but there's a little concern here over the health of Jonathan Thurston.
It's back off then.
It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right.
Yeah.
If there were any doubts, they'd just take him off here, wouldn't they, with 5 minutes left to play?
Yeah, they've only got Cooper Cronk in the stand, haven't they?
Yeah.
You can stand up if you want. Just stay this way.
Yeah, there's a defensive effort there from Thurston where he got injured, but I'm sure they'll, if any interchanges left, they'll take him off to try and look after him.
He's taking a little shot on the jaw there as he's flying out of the line.
Yep.
He's trying to jump out on Kahu there. Quick hands and caught his shoulder.
Let's go. Second team, right there. Back there, back there.
Well, if you're New Zealand, you go down the left-hand side of Australia, go at him.
That's where they're going. That's where they're going. And the kick is, oh dear.
Poor.
What's that all about again?
Poor was the word.
Yeah, that's the polite word. Ferguson for Australia. He'll bring it back. That was the first tackle. It was the first tackle. It was dreadful.
With 5 minutes to go, more than 5 minutes to go.
Well, I thought they were going to be smart and run at Thurston, but they just kicked the ball away aimlessly.
Well, Tommy Lulai's got the toughest shoulder in the business, hasn't he? And he's just flattened O'Neill there. He's only a little fella, but they build those Lulai shoulders hard, don't they?
Oh, he's one of the biggest hitters in the game, and people they make the mistake of seeing him so short, and they run at him. Next minute they're banged.
Cameron Smith at dummy half. Australia looking to finish with a flourish if they can. It's Inglis.
Last tackle, Sean.
And we're back here in familiar territory. Australia not that far away on the 6th tackle, and happy to just try and force an extra set here, a repeat set, or second best, just make New Zealand play from their own line again, which they do for the umpteenth time in this game. They're so good, it's boring at times.
Well, that'll be another thing England will have to look at, is how many times that New Zealand have started a set within 10 metres of their own line and try to come up with something different.
Go.
Here's Lulai skipping.
Matt Scott. Here now, here.
Isaac Luke collecting. Tomalolo threatening, but not for long.
4 now, Aaron, off the ball. Hold it, 4.
Sandwich of Australian defenders doing the deal with him. Bromwich looking to the left.
Last tackle.
They've already reached tackle 5. They haven't reached the halfway line. So where do they go? Luluai. Little chip by Johnson, trying to make something happen here. Oh, Johnson, terrific! Now we see the magic. Kenny Dowell to that right-hand side. Wow, what a try that is! Jordan Rapana will finish, but it was the magic of Johnson. The off-the-cuff creativity from the maverick in the middle, who has given the Kiwis a little bit of hope in the dying embers of this game.
Well, we asked earlier on what he was doing with the kick. Well, I'll tell you what he was doing with this one. It was just ingenuity at his best. A beautiful chip kick. Look at the regather and look at the offload there, almost in one motion, which allowed him to release it. Well, that's a great, great try, and that is Magic Johnson.
The excitement here. When he gets the ball, anything can happen. Look at it, he recovers the ball here, no look pass. He knows his numbers are there, coming through, 2-on-1, straight pass to the partner who knows how to score tries for fun. That's exactly where New Zealand want to be. A few minutes left on the field. Those guys, the New Zealand forwards' energies will lift. They'll start to play a lot looser, a lot more exciting. We've got a grandstand finish to come.
Well, 9 out of 10 world players would not have been able to catch that ball off the bounce like he did. 9 out of 10 world players would not have been able to produce the pass he did. That was world class.
It was outstanding. You're asking about people coming to Coventry, a different area. If they've seen that, they'll be back for more rugby league. 9
out of 10 players wouldn't even try it.
Johnson with a conversion, which gives... Oh, no, he's put it wide. But even so, 14 points to 8. And I tell you what, fellas, those penalty kicks for goal are suddenly very important. I told you.
Yeah, and look at this try once again. The sort of weight in that kick's brilliant. Then regathering and passing in one movement, and then Kenny Dowell does a great job to release the wingman there for the try. What a great try for Rapana. Outstanding rugby league, and any neutrals who are witnessing their first live rugby league game, that was worth the admission money itself.
It's not great news from England's point of view, with one wistful eye on that points difference column. But let's forget about all that until we get to London next Sunday, when we'll know exactly what England will have to do. The very minimum is to beat this Australian side, and that in itself is no mean feat.
Hold, boy, hold.
2 minutes to go. New Zealand have a chance to draw level potentially here. If they can score and kick the goal in what remains of the game, then it will be one of the unlikeliest draws. Is there tension left in this Coventry air here tonight?
James Neal! Mark it straight. Oh, yeah, go 4.
Kahu throws it to the middle. Suddenly there's an extra spring in the step here. Tomalolo pushing off a couple of Australian players. The job's not done yet for the side in green and gold. 6 tackle is the next. This might be the last play that New Zealand have a chance to really strike. Luluai goes left. Johnson is the man. Johnson puts the kick over. It should be dealt with here by Darius Boyd. It will be, but he needs to get out of there. He needs to get out of there. He won't get out of there. So the Kiwis will get another chance here.
Yeah, one more set. Oh, part of one more set. The clock will stop as soon as the touchers just get into position. Not until it has now.
All right.
36 seconds.
I think we've got
to
3 or 4
rescue the
tackles.
Game. Yep.
Well, it looked remarkably easy for Australia here tonight. Not easy, but it looked as though they were doing their job very, very well. We're seeing this game through, but right now we could be on the brink of something sensational if New Zealand can score in the next 30 seconds. Tamalolo driving it in. Luke a dummy half. Luluai to his left, but they're going to have the big fellas, the impact fellas, Topau to have a go first. He's put down. Isaac Luke waits again. To his left is Bromwich, but he goes right to Johnson. Johnson dodging and weaving. Johnson! Sean Johnson! Has he got that ball down? What a big moment! referee who will have the final say. It's all ears now to Bernard Sutton. This is a massive, massive moment.
3, no try. Okay, nice and slow here for me. So he has possession in his right hand. Still has possession at this point. Still maintained at this point. He's now in the in-goal area. Still has the ball. It's on the leg of the Australian player, and he's up at that point. Then he rolls onto his back. There's no evidence that the ball's ever gone down there. Are there any other angles on that? Okay, nice and steady here. Just looking for the ball. It's been blocked by Trent Merrin. Can we just roll that back a fraction? There's the ball, which is up at that point. Can we roll that angle back? Right, can't see the ball at this point. We can go forward frame by frame from here. Frame by frame. Now we have vision on the ball. There's no evidence that was his boot. Can't see there's the ball through the middle. It appears to be on the Australian player. If we can keep going forward from here to make sure it doesn't get to the ground. Okay, are there any other angles which will show me anything different? Right, the ball is up at this point. Still up at this point. No, the ball always appears to stay up. There's no other angles available. Okay, based on the angles available, Ben, I'm confirming the live decision of no try. Going to the board now.
So it's no try, but that ain't the end of it just yet. Because New Zealand will take it back and play the ball again 10 metres out. And they will have one more tackle to go. This is it. The hooter sounding in the background. This is the last play. This is the last play. Luluai throws it left. Isaac Luke, now Kahu. Kahu to Kata. They're running out of space, they've run out of time, and they've run out of hope because Darius Boyd slides across and puts it out of play. Australia have seen the job through, but by a whisker and by a tighter margin than we could have imagined.
Yeah, you've got to admire New Zealand. It's been 2 tries apiece. It's just been the goal kicking and the penalty taking that's proved the difference. And they really hung in there, did New Zealand, to just work and work away and make it such an exciting climax.
Well, I think Blake Ferguson has been given the Man of the Match award here tonight. But Robbie Hunter-Paul, what about that finish?
Well, outstanding finish, Dave. Had everything in it, and if it was going to be anyone, it was going to be Shaun Johnson that was going to break Australia's heart, but it wasn't to be.
Full-time, Australia have won it by 14 points to 8.